Welcome back, everyone. Some more from the Sableyes. I'm here today with Jordan. How are we doing, Jordan?
Very well, thank you.
That's good, mate. And we are continuing our testing of Cosmic Eclipse. Heads or tails, mate?
Heads, please.
Heads it is, and it is a tails. So I'll go first.
That seems relevant.
We'll see. So
I'd say it's pretty important in this matchup.
So I am continuing testing of the Alolan Persian Silvally deck that we featured in the last couple of days, and Jordan is taking his first spin with ADP, so it should be exciting.
Yeah, I've got a lot of high hopes for this deck, and this is going to actually be my first time playing the deck. If you can't see because of the glare, I've got an ADP in the active. It'll get better in a few seconds, I'm sure, but
it's alright.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how this deck goes. I've done a whole bunch of thinking and theory about it, and I'm hoping it's not all going to be for no reason.
I'm sure you'll be fine. You're the type of person who normally has a pretty good grasp of things. At the moment, I'm not grasping particularly well. We're just going to weld an energy onto this Ditto and see what happens.
That's not the worst thing in the world you could have done.
No, it's not. It's not the worst thing. It's not the best thing, but it's not the worst thing. I think I just go for an attachment down here, and I might just have to pass, actually. It's not a huge amount else I can do.
Well, Ditto's not a bad place to keep your energy. There's quite a few good things you can do with Ditto. You can just get into a Persian right away, which is pretty solid.
Yep, or it can turn into a Silvally if I want it to.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and bench Keldeo, play Tag Whistle, even though there's nothing I really need that badly right now. I'm just trying to thin some stuff out for a upcoming Lily. Let's see, I'll definitely grab a second ADP. And then I'm just wondering if I'm ever going to use something like a Mega Lopunny in this matchup. At this point, I'm thinking probably not. I might just leave it at that and grab the single copy and fail the second part.
No worries, that's
and
fine.
Then, hopefully, we'll be able to get something good off of Lily to draw 5 cards.
Oh, I'm sure 5 cards off of a Lily will be enough.
And there's nothing I really desperately need this turn anyway. Like a type null wouldn't be too bad. I didn't get a type null. But that's okay. I guess we just pass it there.
No worries. A bit of a slow start for both of us, but that's okay.
I mean, with this Arceus deck, like, if you're going for second, or even if you're going first, all you really want to do is get an attachment on the board, and then, if you're lucky, you might get the turn 1 GX attack, but most of the time I'm willing to settle for just an attachment on the board.
Yeah, I think that's fair and reasonable. Now, I'm trying to make a decision here about what the best option is for me. What's the best option for me in this life right now? Because one of the struggles that I had against Darkbox, if you watch the video, was that this deck doesn't output a lot of damage very quickly. What it's trying to do is it's trying to, like, block attacks from Pokemon and then move on from there. But the issue that I'm going to have is that my Pokemon are realistically not going to be blocked, because Keldeo is going to be doing 140 damage every turn very soon. So do I bother getting the Alolan Persian, or do I just go straight for a Silvally? I think I'm going to go for the Silvally. It's probably the smartest and safest move right now. It also means that I can potentially retreat the Vulpix from the active as well. If I find an energy off of a Dedenne. But first, I'll evolve that into a Ninetales, and then yeah, we'll just
I think ideally for you, because your deck, I think, struggles to deal with Keldeo GX, correct? Like, you don't really have many options for that.
There is one option, and it's terrible.
But I've got 2 tag teams on board, and you've got a Ninetales in play, so I think ideally your game plan is to never attack Keldeo and just to kill both of my Arceuses, which is completely doable if I'm not really doing much.
That is fair. I've made a horrible error here, because I think I didn't play that well, did I? I manually attached that energy. Oh dear.
Yeah, you haven't got played any energy this time.
No, I haven't. Well, what I'm
going
to do...
you even manually attached, have you? Yeah, you haven't.
No, I must have manually attached, surely. No, I welded. I welded.
Yeah,
right.
You welded and attached turn 1.
So, the issue still remains, I haven't used any of my supporters yet, so it's going to be imperative that I get that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to actually gust out the other ADP that's on the bench, just to make it slightly more awkward for you to get out of the, or to get your GX attack off. I'm going to retreat
that's respectable.
retreat into my Silvally, and then I'll use this ability for 2.
Looking for a welder, I imagine, because you're not going to be able to use red and blue this turn.
Yep, didn't get it, so I'm just going to have to settle for 50 damage, which is not super great, but it might be relevant because 50 plus 120 plus 120 is more than 280, so I'm going to have to 3-hit this thing anyway, may as well start now.
Yeah, that seems fine. I don't think you're going to be in too big a issue getting the 3-hit KO, assuming that's what ends up happening. Let's see, what do I want to do on this turn? I've got the switch, luckily, so your attempts to stall me are in vain, and I've got the...
It's funny, because the stall tactic was mainly just to get the hand down low enough to use Silvally, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, I expected that was the case. My hand is a bit clunky, though. I'm really hoping to find a way to use Type Null... Oh, to find Type Null, sorry. My only support right now is a Lily, which isn't very useful with my 7-card hand. But I also don't think I really need to do much this turn. I think I'm more than happy to just declare the GX attack. I'll use my proxy GX marker here.
Yep, fair enough.
And yeah, that's what's going to happen. I have GX to all my attacks the rest of the game. Will deal 30 more damage to your active, and I will take an extra prize for each knockout.
Which
Pretty broken.
I do not like. That does not sound fun. I'm just going to use Silvally to draw 2 more cards.
Second attempt, here we go.
Nope, still nothing. So
you do have another Type Null, though, so if you can even find something like a red and blue, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting here doing absolutely nothing right now. Like, this is legitimately awful. I could just set up the 50 damage on this one as well. I don't think there's a way that you can knock me out this turn unless you really blow up. But the issue is that you're going to set up something like a Mega Lopunny Jigglypuff next turn, which I don't like. I think I'm just going to go for it. I'll just hit into this, do another 50 damage. That's fine.
Another 50.
Yep, it's not
the worst
strong.
thing you could have done.
It's not strong.
Oh, I get a good top deck here. I get my Type Null. That's a pretty good card.
No.
I get an attachment to the active, and once again, I don't really need to play anything. I think I'm happy to just declare the attack. I actually don't know what the attack's called. I've only seen the Japanese version of the
card. That's right. It's called Ultimate Ray.
Oh, I like that. Ultimate Ray for 180 then. And I'm going to power up this Keldeo, because we were just discussing that Keldeo is like something you don't really want to deal with. So I'm going to make you deal with it, hopefully.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair. I'm going to use Fire Crystal here. I'm going to grab myself 3 Fire Energy back. And I'm finally going to be able to utilize Welder now, because I have top-decked one, which is very nice. So I'll chuck that down onto a Type Null and draw 3 cards. 3. Alright, now, what can I do realistically to stop myself losing this game? Because the big issue, the biggest issue... Do you have any way
of like protecting the Silvally?
At the moment, I can retreat and attack, and it's probably the strongest thing to do, but I'm just scared. I'm just very scared, because because I know, I'm just going to poke on this Vulpix away to grab another Silvally. I know that you're very easily going to be able to start taking knockouts, and your knockouts all take extra prizes. So I have to do 280 damage to 2 Pokemon, and I only do max 120. And you now need to do 210 to 2 Pokemon, and all of your attacks are very frightening. So
yeah, well, we've gotten to the stage of the game now where I've got so much Angie in play that I can realistically pull off any move I want to if I find the right cards. So my deck's going to start applying lots of pressure. But your deck does have a few ways of kind of making it awkward for me, such as that Persian to block tag team. So it should be an interesting back and forth trade. But I definitely feel like I've had enough time now where I can start to get ahead in the mid to late game.
Yeah, I feel like if I had been able to... If you had stalled for a turn off of that Gust, then maybe I could have got there, but I'm not entirely sure that that's going to be the case. I'll just hit for 120.
Yep, solid 120 is pretty good here. You're only 1 hit away from killing the first tag team.
Yep, I can't wait until you, just retreat and heal it. That's going to be great.
That would be ideal, but I don't think it's super likely. I mean, I could go for it right now. It's probably not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to Dedenne this hand away. There's nothing too important in my hand, and I'm mainly just looking for a switch to start using my Keldeo. Maybe a Great Catcher to take some prize cards, because in theory I'm just 2 great catches away from winning the game. See what I get.
That's not even a theory, Jordan. That's the truth.
Oh yeah, but I don't know. Something spicy could happen. Not a great hand here. I can only. Well, I haven't used my ability yet either, but I think I'm just going to play Cherish Ball and with it. I could go to type Null, or sorry, a Silvally, but I really just want to give myself the maximum odds of hitting into a great catcher this turn. I think that almost ends the game.
So the switch is in hand then, obviously.
No, actually, not yet. So we're digging a little bit. I'll play Lily for 3. And still nothing too good. I can just manually retreat. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
that's
obviously. It's not the end of the world, but it's obviously not the preference.
So we're going to do that.
Yep, fair enough.
Manually retreat into Keldeo. I'm guessing that Dialga is probably going to go down next turn anyway.
Not long for this world, hopefully.
I can start powering up this one, I suppose. Manual attachment here. And then I guess I'll just swing with a Sonic Edge for 140. Eventually you'll run out of things to bring active that don't have damage on them, hopefully.
Yep, exactly. It's gonna eventually get to the point where I can't hide anymore. And I think I'm just gonna go for the prizes here. I'm just gonna gust up that ADP with a bunch of damage.
Big boy.
I also feel like I'm probably going to have to start finding Meowth's evolution here.
Persian.
Yes, Persian would be good. I'm going to poke again. Let's see what I can find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See if there's anything worthwhile in here. Ooh. That's a good supporter right now.
Yep. I mean, as long as it's a supporter, at least that guarantees you get the knockout. Obviously, it'd be better if you had a Persian and you could attack with that, but worst case scenario, you need to take this knockout or you're going to fall way too far behind.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to take this knockout, and Erica's is going to do the job for me. My issue is that I'm still going to struggle if you do take the knockout. You're only 1 shot away. So I got 2 cards in hand. I'll take 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's pretty good.
It's a strong hand.
Solid chance of finding a Persian here.
It's a very solid chance of finding a Persian. Let's see, because realistically it's not just Persian that I need to find in the next couple of turns. I need to do a couple of other things as well. But I'm going to chuck the U-turn board onto... Actually, no, I'll put it on this Dedenne, because you can gust that up, and if you don't kill it, which would be strange, then I can at least get out of the active.
I think if I gust up either of those cards, then I'm going to take a knockout on them.
Well, I figure you can't gust the Ninetales, so you're only going to gust... You're only going to gust the Dedenne, and if you do that, then... whatever, it comes back to hand anyway. Okay, so, how many cards have you got in your hand right now?
I'm holding 5 cards.
Holding 5. I'm going to Cherish Ball.
None of them are Great Catcher. I think you know that for sure, at least.
Yes, I know that for sure, but I'm going to grab this Persian now. We'll chuck that one onto the field. So now I've at least got access to it, but I still need to attack a couple more times. It's going to be tough.
I'd say you're 3 turns away from winning, right? You take the knockout on my ADP in the active this turn, and then you've got a 2-hit KO my bench tag team to win the game. So you're 3 turns away, whereas I'm effectively only 2 turns away.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to the last turn as to who hits or who doesn't, realistically.
It certainly is. So I'm just going to take the knockout, and I'll take my 3 prizes.
Yep, that seems solid. And I'll promote Keldeo because he seems pretty good in this matchup.
At the moment, he seems like a pretty solid attacker.
Alright, so I'm going to Pokecom away Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff.
Sure thing.
I'll grab myself a second Silvally. I just want my great catches. I don't really need one this turn because you've got a damaged Pokemon in the active.
Yeah, you're probably going to take 3 prizes this turn.
Eventually I'd like a great catcher. I think I'm going to... Is it worth using Silvally now while I've only got 4 cards? I guess I've got 2 abilities, so yeah, I'll just Silvally for 1, see what happens. Nothing too special there. And then I'll play Cynthia and Caitlin, discarding 1 card for the bonus effect. So I'll grab a supporter from discard pile, which will be, I reckon, we'll go Bryson Man.
Sure.
And I'll draw 3 cards. Okay, nothing too good, but not terrible. May as well get an attachment on here. And then I'll just settle for another Sonic Edge, 140 damage, and 3 prize cards. That feels really good.
That's not fair.
I don't feel like I deserve those prize cards, but I'm just going to take them.
Oh, yeah, take them, dude. Like, it's not a thing.
I don't think it's even an option. I think I have to.
Alright, so I'm going to play Reset Stamp. It's a little bit weak because you've got the double Silvally down there, but you have a pretty thick hand, so...
I did have a big hand, and most importantly, you knew I had the Bryson man in my hand, so next turn I could have removed that Arceus Dialga Palkia from my board and effectively taken away your only win condition.
Yeah, exactly. This is my only chance to realistically win this game is if I get a little bit lucky in the next couple of turns. We'll play Poker Gear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll see what we can get. Really, right now, there was no supporter there. Right now, I'm kind of like, I've got to make 2 attacks, right? I've got to attack twice, and that means I'm going to need to gust probably twice to win this game. But we'll see.
Yeah, a gust this turn and a gust next turn will end the game, realistically. And I need a gust on my next turn, which isn't that difficult, but you did stamp me, so if I am going to miss it, this is probably the most likely turn for me to miss it.
Seems reasonable. I missed both Poker Gears, by the way. People that have watched the channel before will know that Poker Gear is not my friend at the moment.
You've got everything you need already, right?
Well, in my hand, yeah, it's not an issue. I'm just thinning these Poker Gears out because I know that they're useless. We will Cynthia.
Yeah, that seems fair.
And now
just looking for fire energy at this point, right?
Fire energy would be great. I really want to bring that Arceus Dialga Palkia up. That would be excellent.
It's not. Correct me if I'm wrong here, though. You haven't used your GX attack, and I believe Persian's GX attack actually allows you to snipe, right?
It does. So
if you miss, you can just use Persian's GX attack, set up the Arceus on the bench, and then gust it for game, or vice versa, gust it this turn, and then even if I retreat, you've got the snipe for the game next turn. So
yeah, that's true.
It's just going to come down to whether I hit or not, I think.
I was hoping to get the gust, because that way I'd at least force you to find a way to retreat or whatever it is, so that I could actually get an attack off. But I've missed the energy here, so I'm just going to have to GX 120 onto the ADP and hope that that is enough to win me the game.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I have the 2 energy on the ADP already anyway, so all I need is an energy retreat. It's not that big a deal. I just drew a really good card. It's probably going to win the game. It is a great catch.
That'll win the game.
I do actually need the energy switch as well, so I can retreat an energy switch to do the 180, because... Oh, no, you had the damage
Yeah, you
one
can just
already.
kill the Silvally, yeah.
I was thinking about killing the Dedenne, never mind.
No, don't worry about that.
I can kill that. Well, even if you didn't have that Silvally there, I could have played the energy switch to take the knockout with ADP on the Dedenne anyway.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's that's a pretty strong deck to have that kind of slow start and still find itself in a position where it's going to win the game.
I mean, I did get lucky to just top deck the Great Catcher, to be fair. I did have all of them in deck still, but hey.
You had lots of Great Catchers left, and you had 2 Silvally in play, so it wasn't unlikely.
The main thing I was happy about is that I had a Cherish Ball in hand, so I was going to have access to Dedenne as well, so I wasn't feeling too unlikely to hit it there, but it always feels nice to just draw it for turn instead.
Yeah, exactly. Just get it. That's fine. It's one of those situations where you're going, oh man, I need to do this and this and this and this and this, and hopefully it happens, and it's like, oh, that's it.
But you were literally 1 turn away from winning that game. I'm not going to say guaranteed win, but I want to say you effectively had the guaranteed win next turn if you were able to hit literally anything at all.
I would have felt really good. I had 1 Fire Crystal and the Fiery Flint left, so I would have been able to search if I had found one of them, or just top decking a Fire Energy would have done the job as well. But
I'm sure you would have been fine.
But I didn't have enough turns, and it's funny because thinking about it, I'm like, if I'm sitting there at the start of the game going, if that Gust had us stuck early, then maybe I could have got there. I probably would have with that 1 extra turn, but I was still really, really tough and kind of unlikely. But that's okay. I'll go first again.
Not a problem. That's once again, it's pretty important in this match. I would say it's a mulligan, is it?
This time I've got a mulligan. Yeah.
I've got a basic, so not too bad for me.
But yeah, no, so ADP is probably one of the decks that you're most excited about, Jordan, coming into this format. How's the first game with it?
I didn't mind it. It was a little clunky here or there. I drew into that hand where I just didn't have a way to find Silvally, and when I did find Silvally, I had a pretty big hand where I wasn't able to draw too many cards. But all the cards I was holding were the exact ones I needed for the turn, so even though I didn't have heaps of access to draw, I was still able to do exactly what I wanted to every turn.
Oh, well, there you go. You can't complain about that.
Exactly.
Alright, there's another mulligan. That one would have been a really good one to have a Pokemon in, but that's okay.
Oh boy, was that a Professor Oak I saw?
That was a Professor Oak, yeah, that would have been excellent. That would have got me all the things I needed. But that's okay, it's fine. I'll just give you more and more cards, it's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, my hand's like... I might not even want to take the mulligans at this point. I'm probably going to be using Dedenne if I had to guess, and there's nothing too crucial in my hand that I have to discard at this point.
Alright, I've got a basic now.
For content's sake, I won't take the mulligans. I want to see how this deck performs without the extra help.
Without the boost?
So we've just got a Type Null on the active.
Alright, no worries. Well, I've got a Ditto, and I've got a Meowth, and I've got
this sounds familiar.
A Welder for 2.
Welder for 2 onto the Ditto? Ah.
Well, it actually might be, like, it might have been the Ditto as the right play, but, you know...
To be fair, this deck is not realistically attacking turn 1. Not for damage, at least.
No, exactly. That's probably better, because I can't actually red and blue... well, red and blue isn't in this deck. What am I talking about? It doesn't
Although, I did open with the Type Null that does 50 damage for 2 colorless, so if I was ever going to do it, it would be this game.
If it's ever going to happen, it would be now. I will play this Pokemon Communication, getting rid of a Ninetales. And the question is, do I play down the Dedenne, or do I just kind of hope for the best and get myself a Type Null? And at the moment, I feel like Type Null might be the... Oh, no, it's prized. Oh, no.
Wait, you only play 1 Type Null?
Yeah, mate, only 1.
Ah, I forgot about that. It's the 1-2 line with the Ditto.
It's the mystery line.
Well, I guess your Type Null is already in the active.
It is. It's gonna have to be. And I think the play here is probably then going to be Ditto. I'm gonna lose Welder though. I've got another Welder in hand. I don't want to get rid of it.
Do you have to play the Dedenne this turn?
I don't, but I don't have any energy in hand.
It's probably better off to do it now then.
Yeah, I may as well just Dedenne, because otherwise I'll be leaving it to chance, so it looks like Dedenne is going to be the play. I mean, I've got Poker Gear, but it's not worth risking it.
Nothing too special.
Exactly. I got a Meowth that's powered up. It's fine.
Yeah, this is a fine turn 1, as long as your Ditto doesn't get knocked out, which, once again, I don't think is pretty likely for me to take the knockout here.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
You seem like you're in a fine position.
Like, I mean, if it is possible, it would be a bit of a waste to do. Okay, cool. So, I've got myself a solid turn here, and I think actually what I'm going to do. Oh, I really feel like I need to save that Ditto. The chances of you doing 60 damage. Well, here's the thing. It's possible for you to knock this out. I don't think it's possible for you to knock this out.
Sure, I can get behind that logic.
It is your turn.
No problem. Alright, let's see. Got a bit of an interesting hand here. It's not too bad. I'll start off with Tag Whistle.
Just watch Jordan knock it out, by the way, now that I've said that it's not possible for him to do.
I don't think I want to knock it out. Like, I would much rather just declare my GX attack this turn if I'm given the option to do so. So we're going to grab double ADP. Actually, I can grab Lopunny as well, actually. I might grab Lopunny instead, because I don't think I'm going to use Lopunny in this matchup. And I need to discard it at some point, so we'll Pokecom away Silvally, because I'm needing to go for Dedenne this turn.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens. The main concern for me right now is the fact that my Type Null is in the active, and might be a little hard for me to find a switch if I go for the turn 1 GX attack this turn. We'll see what happens. I'll just attach Metal Energy, and... okay, so this is interesting. I could actually play the this supporter card for the switch effect, and then Dedenne discard a Water Energy, and if I draw requires an energy switch, I get the turn 1 GX. But I think I give myself the better odds of finding it if I leave Lily as a usable card this turn.
Oh,
so I'm not going to go for the support.
How boring.
Also, this fact that I had to discard an energy switch, that was my top deck for the turn, made
Yeah,
it
fair
a
enough.
little
That's
less
fair.
likely.
That's fair.
And yeah, nothing too special here. I'm pretty happy that I left my my supporter alive. It's actually not a bad supporter at all. I can play the Cynthia and Caitlyn, discarding a card to take back Lana and Mallow, draw 3 cards. And I'm not going to be GXing this turn, but I'm kind of okay with that, to be honest. I think I'm a little scared of my type null being knocked out, so I'm going to pay to go ahead and grab a second type null, and
Yeah,
then
fair
I
enough.
think I'll be passing it over to you.
Alright, well, I'll get started then.
Yep, let me just confirm. Yep, on to you.
Beautiful. Well, I'm gonna double Cherish Ball here.
You're going to do all the things.
So I've got myself Silvally. I saved it with that U-turn board. And I've got the Persian, so I'm going to start being able to attack, which is exciting.
That's what you want.
I don't like the fact that you've got that Lana and Mallow, though, but there's nothing that I can do about it. Like, it's in your hand, so I'm just going to have to accept the fact that at some point, one of the attacks that I do is going to get through, and you're going to heal it off. I'm going to attach an energy to the Silvally, and then with 1 card in hand, I'll draw 4 with its ability. 4.
That's such good value.
Oh, I know, right? And tell you what, with 4 cards in hand, I'll just get another 4 with Erica.
Even better.
Happy with that. That seems like a pretty solid turn of drawing cards. Now, I'll also Pokecom away this Silvally and start setting up my Ninetales. My Ninetales is going to be very important. We'll see if it ever comes up. It's funny.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
I'm
I'm guessing this game you're going to be not necessarily going for like the double tag team knockout route, but you might be able to like take a type null this turn and then maybe kill it to Dene later on, go to 3, and then you only have to do a 1 tag team.
Yeah, possibly. I'm actually even considering GXing onto the type null on the bench just to force you to use Mallow and Lana to switch. But,
oh yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that as well.
But I don't actually know if I'm allowed to. I think it might just be for GXs. I'm 90% sure it might just be for GXs.
Look it up real quick.
Nah, it's alright. I'll trust that it's not and just take the knockout on the active. 120, and that will be that.
That's still fine. I would feel like a bit of a waste of the GX attack, especially since you know I'm holding the switch in hand. Yes, it's nice to make me waste it, but I don't think it's that huge a priority.
It's more about the wasted turn that I'm going to have.
Attach the water energy and play Tag Whistle.
Sure.
And I'm actually using it to get a tag team Pokemon that I'm going to keep. How exciting. Usually I Pokecom them away. So we'll grab that, and I think the other tag team card that I want... what is the other one? It could be... I think it's probably just going to be another Cynthia and Caitlyn, actually.
Not a red and blue? Don't want to get yourself a Silvally?
Well, I would have got red and blue if I didn't already have a red and blue.
Ah, fair enough.
I have to discard 2 cards, don't I?
Only if you attach the energy, so you get to evolve for free.
True. Do I actually want the energy? I kind of do. No, I actually don't even think I do need the energy right now, because I'm about to use the acceleration attack next turn anyway, so I think I'm happy to just... no, I will do the discard. I better do it. Just because I want to draw extra cards. I'm greedy like that. So we'll discard Cynthia and Caitlyn, and also a water energy to search for a Silvally, and I'll be able to actually draw some extra cards now. So, exciting times. Nothing too important I need to do this turn besides declare the GX attack, but hey, I may as well draw 2 cards with Silvally, see what we get.
Well, the GX attack, I just checked Persian's GX attack. I could have sniped it. Could have sniped it. Well, I will GX attack of my own, and it's your turn. No worries. Did you attach the energy to that Silvally?
No, I just... Oh, wait, yeah, I'm supposed to do it, wasn't I?
You discarded, so...
That's alright, I failed the search. Doesn't matter.
You failed to search? Sure.
I was really just doing it to discard cards out of my hand anyway, so I don't think the attachment was that important anyway.
That is fair enough. Well, I've got the Poke Gear. I'm going to grab myself a Welder here. So I've managed to actually...
Welder to the Meowth.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the go here. I'm going to try and set up another Persian, because I've got the energy to do it. And I don't realistically want to put the Silvally in the active, because I want to force you to have to gust to kill something. Because at the moment, You can't deal any damage to this Persian, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, forcing the Gust is strong.
We'll Welder onto Meowth and draw 3 cards. Then, let's see, what else have I got here? Ooh. It's kind of awkward because I've got like a number of things that I can do, but I don't know if I realistically need to do anything other than just keep going. So I'm probably just gonna, yeah, just 120 attack. That seems. Oh, actually no, even better than that. I'm gonna gust up the fresh one and then do 120 to it.
Onto this one?
Yeah, because
that seems fine.
Same theory again. Force you to use a switch. I've got gust. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I like that. I was gonna play a draw supporter, but now I'm kind of forced to use my...
Yeah, you have to make a choice. It sucks because it means that you can discard to heal that damage, but it also forces you to do that. So
we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'll heal that 120 damage and switch back into this one. And I'll also attach an energy and bench Keldeo. Now, what I really would love is a Great Catcher this turn. I think that would be insane. So we'll still value for 4 and see if I get one. But
oh my goodness,
it's not that big a deal if I don't. Okay, doesn't look like it's happening this turn. So no 3 prizes for a Dedenne for me. But I think I'm more than happy just dealing the 0 damage attack and searching for 3 more energy on the board. That seems fine.
That seems fine to me.
I will go ahead and declare that attack. And let's see, we're going to go Metal Energy here, Water and Metal Energy here.
Sure thing. Okay, what am I doing
here? Spread the energy like that, unlike Pikarom.
I'm so scared. This game is so hard. Alright, because I'm sitting here being like, oh, anything that I do realistically is just going to be completely wasted.
Fair enough.
I'm just concerned. I'm just generally concerned.
I mean, I only play so many Lana and Mallow, and I've already used one.
That's true. I'm going to play Professor Oak here.
It's not like I have the other one in my hand or anything.
No, yeah, no, of course not. Search for 3 Pokemon of different types and put them on the bench, but I don't have 3 Pokemon of different types, nor do I have the space to do so.
Well, I didn't realise they went straight to the bench as well. I thought it was to hand.
No, they do go to the bench, I believe.
Actually, that makes sense, because that would make it broken with the Dedenne.
Yes, it would.
Cool, I'm back on board.
So I'll chuck that Alolan Meowth down, and that'll be that. The best thing about that is I've got nothing that I really need to do this turn, so instead of just sitting there doing nothing, I'll just thin that Oak and the Meowth out of my deck.
Yep.
Because realistically, there's nothing else that needs doing. Ew. Oh, no.
What's the problem?
It sucks because whatever I do, you're just gonna bloody get out of it again. You know what? Let's just grab some energy. Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's grab some energy. I'll grab these 2 because that's all that I have. I'm gonna hold them in my hand. I'm gonna play Reset Stamp, and then I'm gonna hit you for 120.
Reset Stamp from 5 to 6. What a risky boy.
What a risky boy. Hopefully, I get some League Cup luck. Anyone who's watched our League Cups knows that Jordan stamped me twice to 6 and bricked my hand, so I'm hoping the same thing happens here.
Well, I certainly deserve it.
You do. Frankly, you do.
Alright, and you swung for 120?
Yes, 120 on the active, please.
No problem. Big 120 here. That's almost enough for me to be concerned.
You might need to move your Pokemon up a smidge as well on your bench.
Just a smidge?
Yeah, so just so that they can all be seen. That's perfect.
No problem. Alright, 6 cards, and we'll draw for turn. Okay, nothing too special going on here. Once again, kind of just wish I had access to a Great Catcher in this hand, but that doesn't seem to be the case right now. What I think I will do is I'll play a switch into my Keldeo.
No worries.
And also an energy switch to bring up a water energy to the active.
Sounds good. And
then, let's see. I might just play 2 Cherish Balls and I'll have a quick look, but I'm probably going to whiff.
Yep.
I could get to Dedenne if I want to go real aggressive here. Yeah, let's grab the Dedenne actually. There's nothing else I really need. I think if I can draw, what do you call it? Great Catcher in the next turn or 2, I'll be fine. Don't necessarily have to use the Dedenne right now.
No, you should be A-okay. It shouldn't be an issue at all.
I'll go to hand, and I'll Silvally for 1. And then declare Sonic Edge for 140.
No worries. So the best thing about this is, even though you are able to hit through me because of the text on Keldeo, at least you didn't knock me out. That's 160.
This is true.
140 is that. Okay.
Well, the text on Keldeo doesn't matter, right? It only blocks tag teams, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Sorry, my apologies.
But either way, the Keldeo will, regardless, be able to go for
It'll do the job. Alright. I might just end up doing the same thing. I reckon I'm going to gust up the ADP again.
Yep, I hate that.
And then I will Cynthia.
And this is going to be the turn where I'm happy I'm holding that to Dene, because I'm really going to want to find that Mallow and Lana tag team this turn.
Yes, I hope you miss it. But you're actually really likely to get it with Tag Whistle, so...
I have used a couple Tag Whistle already. I've used 2, so I've got 1 Tag Whistle left. So I wouldn't say it's super likely, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I've only been able to set up 1 Silvally this game.
It's not unlikely, but it's not likely, but it's not unlikely. Okay, so... I think that's gonna just be it. I'm just gonna hit for 120 again. I'm just gonna be persistent, and hopefully, eventually, we get through.
Eventually something good might happen. That's the idea, at least.
That's the idea.
Alright, I'm going to play Dedenne, discard a hand, and draw a Mallow and Lana. That's the game plan. Does it happen? Not currently, but
not yet.
Maybe eventually. I actually don't know if it's worth saving this this Dialga Palkia. I could just sacrifice it to give myself a good chance at winning.
Well, here's the thing. I still need to hit a Dedenne twice.
This is true.
To win the game.
Alright, I'm going to Cherish Ball. Let's see what's in deck. There it is. The card that I want is in the deck.
Oh boy.
Possible for me to draw it. Alright, I think I've decided what I'm going to do.
Okay.
And you're probably going to be kind of happy about it, because I'm going to let you kill this Dialga Palkia. So I'll attach to the active.
Yep.
I'll play Great Catcher to gust up your Dedenne.
Sure.
Because while I've got a powered attacker that can actually one-hit Dedenne, I think I'm going to try and take advantage of that.
Yeah, fair enough. May as well do that when you get the chance.
Silvally for 4 cards. And if I'm lucky, I can still support her, I believe. I don't think I've supported yet, so if I get it still, I can still heal. But, ooh, interesting.
Ooh.
It might have happened.
Sounds like he's got it.
I did, but...
Is it worth using now that you've committed to this
because then I have
play?
to get back into the active again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so tempting to just heal this Dialga Palkia. There's nothing you can do to knock me out if I do, but I don't think it's the correct play. I think I'm just going to settle for the knockout on this Dedenne. I won't touch any energy because, spoiler alert, there's none left. And I'll take 3 prize cards, meaning I'm 1 attack away from winning the game. This deck's pretty good.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Alright, so I'll promote the Meowth. I've got myself a Cherish Ball, so I can get another Persian, a fresh one. Which is good, because it means that you're forced to get more resources. We'll go back in, we'll have a bit of a shuffle again in a second. Okay, so... How many cards have you got in your hand? You've got like 7 or something, don't you?
That would be 8 total.
8 total, okay, so...
That's pretty. It feels pretty nice drawing 3 prize cards.
I've got an interesting play here.
Yeah?
Can you tell me how many energy are in your deck, please? Oh, in your
deck?
discard, sorry.
I can tell you my discard. My deck's that's a bit.
Private knowledge, I understand.
There are 2 water and 1 metal in my discard pile.
There are 2 water and 1 metal in your discard pile. How many energy switch and tag switch are in there?
Also a good question. There are 2 energy switch and 1 tag switch.
Okay, so this is my game plan. I'm going to gust up your Silvally.
Sure.
I'm going to attach this energy here. I'll draw 2 with Silvally. Then I will play Professor Oak, because he doesn't matter. There's nothing in there. I'll just thin that out. Alright, and now I will use my GX attack to knock out the tag team on the bench.
Spicy play.
So my thought process here is, hopefully you don't have the energy to get yourself out of the active, or the switching cards to do so, and if you do, I still have a chance to win if I'm able to gust stuff up.
Yeah, and this is exactly the play I was scared of, and that's actually why I chose to hold on to the Lana and Mallow last turn. If I'd used it, you wouldn't have taken that knockout, but I could have potentially been trapped active here. Oh, the Great Catcher, it's in here. It's staring me down. Like these last 5 cards in my deck.
Oh no.
I want it so bad.
I'm on a red hot clock here.
Because I've got access to the switch effect, but the question is, can I actually draw the necessary cards? Let me see if I can thin my hand out enough to actually draw enough cards to find it. If I can play every card in my hand, then I can draw all 5 cards and win the game. Well, let's see. I don't think I can. I can play that and that. Dish those. I can play every card in my hand except for one, so I can give myself a really good chance of getting it.
I think you should be fine. You should be fine.
If I miss,
you just have to wait a turn.
Next time, right?
No, I can't. No, you just have to wait a turn.
Yeah, I think I just wait a turn. I think that's fine. I'll play switch. Bring out my Keldeo.
So boring.
It's so tempting to go for the win here, Mitch. I could draw 4 out of 5 of the cards in my deck and just win the game, but I don't think you can win next turn anyway. So I'm just gonna settle for. I'll settle for the 140 damage.
Settle for 140? That seems completely fair and reasonable. 140 it is. Alright, so now I need to be saved somehow. I don't know what it is.
Winning next turn or even higher. But only a little bit.
I don't know what it is that's going to save me, but something might.
Hopefully you'll come up with an idea from this Poké gear.
Hopefully. No, didn't help. I'll grab the Cynthia though. That seems fine.
Certainly could be.
Okay, I think it sucks because you're just gonna get the catcher anyway. But I'm gonna presume that you don't have it in deck. I'm gonna presume that it's in your discard or in your prizes. Sorry.
That's a fine thing to assume. I mean, you probably have to at this point anyway.
I think I have to. I don't think there's any chance of me winning the game if that's not the case. So, I'll get these 3 back with the Fire Crystal.
Yep.
Then, oh boy. Then I'm gonna retreat. This just, it's so silly. Okay, then I'm gonna retreat into Silvally GX.
Yep.
Because you can't kill it with Keldeo, you can only do 200.
I don't think I can even do 200, can I? I can do 140.
Oh, you can't even GX. You've already GX'd. And then...
Also, if I hadn't GX'd, I can then it would do 230, because it's plus 30, but,
yeah, exactly.
I can't use 2 GX attacks, so that's not possible.
It doesn't matter. Then I'm gonna gust out your Silvally again.
Here we go.
I'm gonna start...
Ninetales is pretty good.
Well. Ninetales is pretty good. Oh my god. Okay. So there's no energy off of that Fiery Flint, which means that my only chance here is that you miss the switch, which I know that you have in hand. 120 after the Cynthia.
Well, even if I get the switch, I do still need to find that Great Catcher, so we'll see what happens here.
Oh, I found it.
No. Can I draw all 4 of the remaining cards in my deck, though? I still think that's a no. I could have if I'd been slightly last turn, but I didn't want to risk anything crazy happening. But yeah, I'm just going to play the... Actually, no. I think I can do it a different way. I can actually play Energy Switch, move this energy here, and attach to the active. Could... bench type now. I'm just trying to thin out as much as possible, giving myself the best outs of drawing into the Great Catcher. I think I'm fine. No, I do have to heal this turn, so we will go for this anyway.
Well, I mean, realistically, if you get the Great Catcher, you'll win. So it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't
I'm just trying to make sure that even if that happens, I've still got a chance to survive next turn. So I'll heal that off, and then I can draw 3 cards out of 4 with the ability. And I'm not holding a Great Catcher, so that's concerning.
Oh my god.
And I'll do 140.
Okay, so what you're saying is that because of my insane luck and you having that Great Catcher as your last prize, or your last card, if I were able to find a Fire Energy this turn, I might be able to lock you out and you wouldn't be able to win.
It's certainly a possibility.
Well, do you know what, Jordan? I can't find a Fire Energy. There's literally only one left in deck. So, no matter what I do...
You have been going pretty aggressively with Ninetales this game.
There's no Fire Energy left. No. Alolan Persian.
This is so suspenseful. You know the top card of my deck's a Great Catcher, unless I somehow looked through my deck and saw it and now it's not there.
Nah, there's nothing I can do. I can't even attack with this baby Alolan Persian anyway, because you've got energy attached to you, so...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that card.
Yeah.
That card's kind of cool.
So, pass. There's nothing I can do.
Woo, look at that! Look at that last card!
Do you know what the best bit is? You don't even need it. You can just kill the active now.
Well, that's true, but I don't want to do that. That's not as fun. And yeah, I'll take the last 3 prizes, and in here you will find another Great Catcher.
Oh my goodness. I
But
genuinely
that one I knew was prized.
cannot believe that I lasted that long.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. This deck did feel like it was a little clunky at the start, but it still, as I said last game, I was still able to make pretty good plays every turn of the game. It was just that one turn, or the last few turns I should say, where I missed the Great Catcher to win the game. Other than that, it seemed fine for the most part, and your deck drew pretty well as well, but once again, it's so hard to beat one of these 280 HP Pokemon when your max damage output's only 120.
Yeah, I think the key for this deck is if I'm gonna play this in a tournament, I'm gonna play it with something that can do damage, because I'm not okay sitting there doing 120 a turn. That makes me sad. But hey, thanks Jordan for coming along and playing this one. It's good to see you finally get a chance to play ADP.
Yeah, it was very exciting. I had to do extra 30 damage every turn, like Choice Band. It brings me back to the good old days, unlike your deck, which was only doing 120 a turn. I mean, it was good enough for Zoroark, but probably not enough damage in the current format.
Yeah, not enough now, but that's okay. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like the content, then consider subscribing by clicking the sable eye in the middle of the screen right now. On the left-hand side is some videos that YouTube thinks that you might like, and on the right, we've got our Cosmic Eclipse playlist for more deck profiles and matches for the upcoming set. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you all next time for more from the Sable Eyes. Bye.